There are two main plots right now, Cersei and the Night King, the War for the Dawn. This is the first in a 7-part series analyzing the ending, how will Game of Thrones end? The 7 videos will focus on Jaqen H'ghar, Mance Rayder, Septim Barth, Melisandre Vashai, the Bastard of Winterfell, Samwise Samuel Tarly, and then a video to pull them all together. Let's start with the fan favorite, Jaqen H'ghar. In Game of Thrones Season 2, Episode 5, Jaqen says this.
A man pays his debts. A man owes 3. The Red God takes what is his, lovely girl. You stole 3 deaths from the Red God.
From the Red God? Wait a sec. Jaqen's a faceless man. He worships the God of death. So why does he want to pay back the Red God? Is Jaqen H'ghar tricking everybody? Is Jaqen H'ghar secretly a Red Priest? No, probably not. Red God is a term for the Lord of Light.
The heart of fire, the god of flame and shadow.
The term Red God is used 32 times in the books, 3 times by Davos, 8 times by Jon, 7 times by Asha or Yara in the show, 4 times by an awesome book-only character, Victarion Greyjoy, 9 times by other people like Arya, Samwell, Cersei, Dolorous Edd, Bruce Bolton, and Athen, and the 1 time by Jaqen H'ghar. Notice that I never said Thoros or Melisandre, or any other Red Priest. They use more formal terms like R'hllor and the Lord of Light. They also say the Heart of Fire and the God of Flame and Shadow. We'll get back to those last 2. They're important to the endgame. So the point is, the term Red God is used by people who hate the Red God, people who are indifferent to the Red God, casual followers or people who pretend to believe, and by people who definitely do not believe in the Red God. But Jaqen said,
A girl owes 1 more name. The Red God demands it. The girl has many names on her lips. Names to offer up to the Red God.
Those are all pretty specific. Jaqen's keen on paying back the Red God. But it's different than you might expect. Jaqen is a faceless man. They worship the many-faced God. The House of Black and White has a variety of religious idols. Alcoves for 30 different gods, including the Weeping Woman, the Lion of the Night, the Hooded Wayfarer, Bacalon, the Moonpale Maiden, the Stranger, and the Merlin King, the Old Gods and the New. The many-faced God is also known as Him of Many Faces. Pretty ironic since faceless men take on many faces. But more importantly, the many-faced God is the God of death. Call it what you may. In Qohor, they call the many-faced God the Black Goat. In Yi, they call the God of Death the Lion of Night. And in the Faith of the Seven, they call Death the Stranger.
Or maybe they're all the same fucking thing.
There is only one God, and his name is Death.
So let's go back to Jaqen's statement.
A man pays his debts. A man owes 3. The Red God takes what is his, lovely girl. You stole 3 deaths from the Red God.
Jaqen tells Arya that she owes the Red God 3 lives. Why? Why the Red God? Most likely because Arya saved him, Rorge, and Biter from death by fire. But Jaqen does not actually believe that the Red God is a distinct fire god. We know this because Jaqen did not use fire to kill the people. He pushed one off a ledge and used a crossbow on another, a poison dart in the show. So basically, Arya didn't steal 3 lives from the Red God. Arya stole 3 lives from the many-faced God, the God of Death. But they were going to die by fire, so Jaqen used the term Red God simply because he's a bit of a romantic, a poet. Now let's go back to Melisandre. In the books, Melisandre refers to the Red God as R'hllor and the Lord of Light, but Melisandre also calls her God the Heart of Fire and the God of Flame and Shadow. So I looked up those terms and I've fallen down a rabbit hole full of really cute, awesome bunnies. The God of Flame and Shadow is never used in any other context besides the Red God. But it's not a stretch to associate flame with Valyria and shadow with Asshai. The next one is more interesting, the phrase Heart of Fire. That phrase is used in a different context in the books, just one other time. It's used in reference to the 14 flames. The 14 flames were great volcanic mountains, living mountains with veins of molten rock and hearts of fire in Valyria. So we've got a subtle connection between Valyria and Asshai, which shouldn't surprise anyone considering the dragon connections. And we've got a reference to the 14 flames, volcanoes that exploded, causing the doom of Valyria. Did you know that in the books, the faceless man who is training Arya, he suggests that the faceless men caused the doom of Valyria? And I believe him. We'll get into that in more detail in video 3, and this is all leading to video 7, how will Game of Thrones end? But first, we need to layer in Mance Rayder. Click this link or hit subscribe and check it out later. Alright, I'll talk to you.
Speak 3 names.